Hello, welcome back to Halftime TV viewers and subscribers. Noranda Brownie here, your host, and as usual, we have a very, very exciting episode for you. Tonight on Ball Talk, we have a very, very special guest from all the way out of Jamaica, as well as Atletico Ottawa. We have Tevin Shaw, very, very phenomenal player throughout the course of this interview. You'll get to know him a little bit more, and we'll give you the fans an opportunity to ask your questions as soon as we're completed. But before we get to that, let me say thank you to my sponsors, Quicklink Shipping. If you haven't started following them as yet, go ahead and follow them on Instagram at Quicklink Shipping or email them at quicklinkshipping@gmail.com. RS Sports Store for all your sporting and apparel. Reach out to RS Sports Store on Instagram at RS Sports Store or email them at rsportsstore@gmail.com. Last but not least, CSA Shop. Follow them on Instagram at CSA Shop or email them at csashop@aol.com. Now, enough said, let's get straight to it. Welcome, Tevin. How's everything? How are you doing today for the most part before we even go any further?
First and foremost, thanks for having me on the show. It's a pleasure to share some stories and so forth. And also, thanks for who is streaming now live, and I appreciate it. Actually, I'm good. You know, greatest thing is life, as I say. To be here in Canada and weather is good. You can't ask for nothing better than that. So
True. Have you tried the poutine as yet?
Repeat?
Have you tried the poutine? It's a Canadian favorite for most native Canadians.
No, basically, I'm there a quarantine. Day here from last week, so I'm still in quarantine. So next week before I'm quarantine finish. So hopefully after I'm finished quarantine, we can try out. We can try.
All right, very well. Be sure to try it and let me know what you think of it. As Jamaicans move into Canada, you know it's a new country, new environment, new culture, new everything. We have to try and adjust to it as much as possible. Now, tell us a little bit about Tevin Shaw. What was it like growing up? Who exactly is Tevin Shaw?
Tevin Shaw is a positive individual. First and foremost, to describe me, I'm very positive. Growing up, I'm very disciplined. I'm very humble. I'm a good human being. And I think most people gravitate to my energy. So growing up, I think in my circle, I have like more positive people in my circle. So my mind's always positive. Everything about me is really positive. Having said that, born and raised in the ghetto, so for me, I have a little roughness about me and thing, but it's all about a positive mentality and that drive, a focus there, been having that and things. So Tevin Shaw is just like an humble individual. I always want to learn more things. Always want to experience good stuff and stuff like that. So to sum up me, I'm just positive and very humble.
All right. Very well put. But why exactly football, though? A lot of individuals, they grew up in the ghetto. They try music. We know dancehall music has rescued countless individuals from out of the ghetto. They try a number of other avenues. It's usually said, okay, if you're not the doctor or the nurse, that's generally what parents want you to strive to become, regardless of where you grew up in Jamaica. So why did you choose football?
I was inspired by my older cousin. At that time when I was watching him playing, I was like watching him play like Eagle football and stuff like that, like Corner League and stuff. So from there I get inspired, and I also inspired by friends in the community because it's ghetto, so you know, like you're gonna have a lot of activities going on in and around the area. But it's really that moment when I saw him, I was really inspired by him and saying and just told myself that I'm going to give it a shot.
Okay. Did your cousin play at any pro or semi-pro?
No. Okay. He actually his career came to an end due to some personal stuff. So from there, he has been playing since.
Yeah, no worries. Fair enough. How did you get the nickname Alba? I couldn't help but notice you're a midfielder. When I heard Alba, I thought straight off the bat, Jordi Alba. So I'm like, okay, you're a midfielder, so it doesn't really add up. At any point, were you a defender?
Well, actually, to get that name, we still me play Manning Cup in 2012. 2012, I play Manning Cup for Camperdown. You know, at that time, Albert just made his transfer to Barcelona, and he was a
Yeah.
left back. He was leaving from Valencia to Barcelona. I remember he was a left back. So at that time, played my first year in Manning Cup. The coach placed me at left back. So from that time, Alba was in his prime. You know, so my teammates and friends gave me that name, and from then, it haven't left me. So that's the reason why I
Okay.
got the name because I was playing left back from Manning Cup team.
All right, all right. Tell us a little bit more about your Manning Cup experience. We have hundreds of footballers in Jamaica. Manning Cup or the Costa Cup is their high point. We know it's hyped. It is embraced even more than RSPL. If I'm to be honest with myself. So walk us through your days at Camperdown and your Manning Cup experience. I know Camperdown has produced some phenomenal teams over the years, but at some point they always seem to fall short.
Camperdown, I did like 4 seasons. I did 4 seasons at Camperdown, 4 Manning Cup seasons. So from 2012 to 2015, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015. I played my first year at left back, so I was inexperienced, obviously. The first time in 2012. In 2013, I got a bit more experience, so I started playing central midfield. And then in 2014, I actually got the captain. I actually wore the captain band. So that year, 2014, was the year for us to win the Manning Cup, but unfortunately, we fell short. Jamaica College just took advantage of their chances, and that's what took us out of the Manning Cup 2014. And from that, I think that year was the best year for us. 2014 was the year for us to win. Just like the other day, Man City went to the Champions League final. This year was the year for them, and unfortunately, they fell short. But this is football, you know. But I think Manning Cup was really good. Manning Cup was really great. It was a great experience for me, you know. And it gave me that extra drive, you know, because playing Manning Cup, and after I was looking back at my performance and also the team performance, I realized that I have a good crop of players. The coaching staff was good as well, and from then I realized that most players can make a living out of football because we showed it in the Manning Cup. And then 2015, most of our talented and experienced players left, so we actually wasn't that good, but we had a lot of inexperienced players, so I think that cost us. But Manning Cup was really a great experience for me, you know, to be honest, in my opinion.
All right, fair enough. You played a lot of football for Boys Town. Talk. I know it shouldn't be too difficult considering you played the youth level before transitioning into to senior football. But how was the jump from Manning Cup into the RSPL?
Uh, Honestly, it wasn't that difficult for me. As I said, I've always had that type of leadership about me. I always have that type of experience because I always want to be the standout player. Not saying that I'm better than anyone else, but for me personally, I always want to reach at the next level before I reach that level. If you understand what I'm saying. So for me, leaving Manning Cup and going into the Premier League, I was inexperienced to the Premier League, but I was experienced by playing football because um, yeah, I was young, yeah, but my football was really older than my age. So it wasn't
Yeah.
that difficult for me. It's just that the pace was a bit more intense. So I actually had to get accustomed to it as games goes by. So I was really young, but I was really getting to that experience in that experience farm very quickly. So the transition
All
wasn't
right.
that bad for me.
All right, fair enough. A lot of players move from Jamaica to play Sunday League quality football overseas. In essence, anywhere outside Jamaica, and they're happy to take the opportunity. Having spent 6 years in the RSPL, what were some of the factors taken into consideration when you decided to make the big move to Canada? Did you have any reservations, considering the league lacked prestige and history?
I just think that in that case, I just think like many are called, few are chosen. I'm really excited to get the opportunity. I really appreciate it, who help and so forth. But I just think there's a lot more players can get opportunity from the RSPL, and the RSPL is the best league in Jamaica. But I just think I think like probably the government should do a bit more, like, probably to invest more in the league, because there's a lot of talent back home in Jamaica. There's a lot of talent, and you know that as well. So if the Premier League can get more eyes and more investment, you will see a lot more players leaving the country, and that's all we want to see. We always want to see players leaving the country, making a better for themselves and better for their families. But it's just unfortunate for most players and for most clubs. But for me, my advice to them is that to just always work hard same way, because not because 100 people not watching you, meaning that one person not watching. So it's all about just being consistent and being focused. But I think the Premier League has a lot to offer. More players are hungry. I can see that since I travel like 2 months and that, I can see players are very hungry. You know, are very eager for the start of the Premier League. So to compare 10 years from now, I think players have more drive, because players see that there's a way out and players can get contracts and so forth. Comparing to 10 years from now, 10 years back to now, the comparison is way different, because now you can see a lot of players leaving the country. So I just think it will be, I think JFF is going into the right direction, in my opinion.
Okay, all right. Point taken and noted. But why the Canadian Premier League though? We know Canada doesn't have a football culture. It's hockey, it's even curling before football. The prestige of the league is lacking. What were some of the factors that you took into consideration before you made the move to Canada?
Uh, uh, First things first, they say it's a start of everything. There's a is a first of everything, obviously, because back home the Premier League once started at first. So for me, taking the opportunity to Canada, I just think for me it will bring my my career to a next level. I've been playing Premier League for like 6 years, more than 5 years playing Premier League. I played with three different teams. So I just think it was good for me to take up the decision to try somewhere different, new environment, new people, and new stuffs. So I just think the Canada Premier League can only get better. As you can see, it is growing. This year is going to be the third year, and it is growing. Believe me. Um,
Uh,
More
I agree.
investments are in the league, more quality players are coming into the league, and it only can get better from here. So for me, it was a good decision for me to take up the opportunity.
All right. You spoke about the league growing and the quality of players coming in. What's the vibe like surrounding the Canadian Premier League in comparison to the RSPL?
The vibe is good. The vibe is not different, because back home in Jamaica, players are very eager for the start of the league, just like here in Canada. Players are eager to get started, because last year, as you can see, it was a bubble and the league play like less than 2 months. So that wasn't enough for the players. The players are very hungry. Back home in Jamaica, Premier League haven't been playing for a year and a half now. So the hunger and that enthusiasm that you will look for any player, it is there for both here and back home in Jamaica. So I just think both culture have the same in common. Players are eager to just go out there and showcase their talent whenever the league starts.
Okay, all right. Fully noted. Atletico Ottawa. It's a first expansion club in the Canadian Premier League. Now, a lot of other clubs have done this before. The likes of RB Leipzig, Manchester City has done it. RB Leipzig has Leipzig and RB Salzburg, and we see that a lot of players move from Salzburg to Leipzig, and then they move on to other clubs. Do you consider this an opportunity for you to make an ultimate move, probably to maybe Atletico Madrid, since they are the parent clubs?
Yeah, nothing is impossible. Just like I'm here in Ottawa, I can be there in Atletico Madrid. Nothing is impossible. I have to just work hard. It will take a lot of work. It will take a lot of dedication, and I'm here for a reason. So that's the most important thing. I have to just stay focused, work hard, and hopefully one day that will come true. If not, hopefully something better. But we all working towards being a better person and better in our career each and every time.
True, true. Speaking of Atletico Madrid, I'm pretty sure you've been to Spain. Tell us about how your experience was at the Wanda Metropolitana in Spain.
That experience was trust me, it's one of the best moments in my entire life. It's one of the best moments in my entire life because we actually see that stadium only on TV, and if we're playing video games, we actually see that stadium. So being there in person, in like in reality, it's something wonderful for me. It's a good achievement for me. It's a good experience for me, and that only can just make me feel a bit better and feel like I have a lot more to achieve. Because if I can get the opportunity to go in that stadium, that means I can get the opportunity to go anywhere else, and that also inspire and motivate other players and so forth to just believe and so forth, because things do happen in the blink of an eye. Anything happen. You can wake up tomorrow morning and just hear that you get a big opportunity. So it's all about just being focused, being in the right shape, and just work hard because anything is possible.
Okay. Did you get to meet the players as well, or was it just like a stadium tour, meeting the executives and that sort of thing?
It was just a stadium tour because due to the COVID, there's a lot of restrictions and stuff like that. So we were it was kind of complicated for us to meet the players, even though they had different they had scheduled a date for us to when to go and watch the game, but there were some complications. We didn't meet the players, but hopefully in the future we will, because we are one family, as you are aware.
Exactly, very, very close knit there, and I trust the move will be made. Keep putting in the work, because the work is being put in. Chances are, you will ultimately make the move. I'm seeing now Saul Niguez is up for a sale, so who knows? There might be a midfielder position opening up soon. Yeah,
Yeah,
that spot might just be yours in the future. All right, I'm gonna backtrack a little bit here. With the growing popularity of the EPL and the La Liga and the Bundesliga, all these luxurious and prestigious leagues across the world, we have a lot of youngsters, especially in Jamaica, who have hopes of becoming footballers, right? A very,
yeah.
very small percentage of them end up making it to the professional level. But you were one of those to be successful. Thank God. But what would you have been doing now had it not been football? What was your plan B? What was the alternative?
I always think like a businessman, but it always think like being a boss. Like if I wasn't playing football, I always think about being like someone who is the head of um, a company or something like that. So I always just think about being something great, being something good, where if I'm do getting salary, it's really massive. You understand? So my aim is always big from ever since. My aim is always big because as a kid born in the ghetto, I know it feels like to not have it that much. So always, as I said before, I always want to be that standout guy. I always want to do more. So I always just keep on driving and keep on believing and thinking about big stuff. So yeah, in football now, maybe I will be somewhere in an office or somewhere where I can earn a lot of money or something like that. But I think I will be somewhere good if it wasn't for football.
All right. Fair enough. You made your debut for the national team. I sat up the entire night to watch the game. We're on Eastern time, so It started at 3 a.m. this morning in Canada. I sat up and I watched the game. And as soon as the game was finished, I did a video, and then I had an interview at 11 o'clock. So I basically slept for 2 hours. But how was your experience like, your debut in 2018? Walk us through that. I know it is a dream for most persons to represent their country, and having achieved that goal a few years ago, what, 3 years now? So you were what, 21? Somewhere in that region. You were far younger. Tell us how that experience was for you as a
Yeah.
youngster.
Well, for me, that experience was really that was one of the best moments for me as well, and that one of the first moment I actually felt really great about my football career, represented the country. I've always wanted to represent the country, and like you always watch your country on TV and see like Ricardo Fuller and Rudolph Austin and those players like that playing in the stadium when the stadium is packed. So that feeling was always a great feeling to actually be there wearing the national colors, representing the country, you know, playing for the country, playing for your friends, families is always a wonderful feeling. For me, as a young player at that time, that feeling was something great, you know. Like I really appreciate um, Whitmore giving me that opportunity, and also the coaching staff and my teammates and so forth. But at that young age, it was really a fantastic feeling. That feeling was really great for me, to be honest. It was really
All
great
right.
as a young player.
I can only imagine. I can only imagine.
Yeah, yeah,
It
great
must
feeling.
it must give you goosebumps even thinking about it now.
Yeah, and
I
being that young, actually, like after the game, I had to like took a picture because picture is history, and you will always want to have pictures to always have memories. So I actually took pictures, and after the game, when I went back to the hotel, I felt so good in myself. I felt so good in the team as well because we drew 2-2. I actually like post it on Instagram, and also the reception that I got was really great because you have friends, you have families who look out for you, but you can't actually send individual this, so you have to like place it on your social media platform so everyone can see it, because you have people support you all over the world and so forth. So the reception was good for me. That makes me feel much better. So it was just a wonderful
uh,
feeling for me. That
exactly. And sometimes you don't even realize that you have so much supporters, because there are a lot of
Yeah,
cheerleaders
exactly.
cheering for you from
Yeah,
behind the
exactly,
screen. So
exactly. Yeah,
so
exactly.
just to get
So
that
that's
that
that's
that
one of the
human
most
side of
important
it.
thing about one of the most important thing about social media. Yeah, you have a lot of people
Uh,
supporting you. Reception you got was really great, so it make you felt better and give you that drive to go even harder. Understand?
I totally agree. You spoke about that being one of the high points in your career. Every player has high points and low points. Can you walk us through your lowest point in your career and how you overcame the challenges that you faced during this time?
Uh, my lowest point was like my lowest point was like when I actually was working very hard. Like at that time, I wasn't getting the opportunity. Like for example, I'm really happy for each and every player who got the opportunity to leave in the country. But I was working so hard, and I was wondering like when do my time is going to come? Like I'm not being too fussy or nothing like that. I'm not being too anxious, but like I'm wondering like I'm here for a reason. Been working so hard for a reason. So it's hard for me to go this far and then to turn back, because mentally it can play in your head because you work so hard. You know in yourself you work so hard and haven't got the opportunity that you wish as yet. So that was really the lowest point for me. But I always stay focused. I always work hard. I always be in that positive minded person. Yeah. So that was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
my lowest point. but it's always
Um,
give me the drive to go even harder because if I've been working this hard, right, and it don't come through as yet, why would I stop doing doing the work that I've been doing? So
yeah,
I had to just add to that work and just stay focused. I eventually
true,
will.
true. True, true. I totally agree. And I'm not sure what the culture is like around the national team as it relates to knocking on the coach's door, even calling the national coach and asking what are you not doing correctly or what do you need to improve on to get back into the team. But I trust they have that open relationship that you can find out and you can work on that. In a previous interview with a player, he indicated that he felt he got emotional watching his team play from home. Now the Reggae Boys played last night. Is the feeling the same when the national team is assembled and you don't get that call up? And how do instances like these motivate you to do better?
For me, I don't feel left out because it's a it's a large list of players, right? And you have more than one players on a team for a reason. So it's a team sports. So I've never once think that I guaranteed a call in the national team. I have to just stay focused and work hard the same way because I've been doing that. That's what gave me the opportunity to represent my country, and that's what gave me the opportunity to represent my country like 6 times. So it means that I have to just continue to keep working and to just be patient, just the same, just like every other player. Because if I should think like that, that means I would be so selfish. Because there's a lot of players who represented the country back then who haven't been represented the country for like a year or two now. So it's all about just staying positive and being focused and just continue to work hard and just wish the boys well whenever they go out because end of the day, I'm still a part of the family. You know, we are all Jamaicans and we are representing the national team. So it's mutual
True, true.
feelings for me.
True, true, true. The JFF recently has improved its efforts to recruit English-based talent. What are your thoughts on that? I think at any given point we have maybe 5 or 6 players that are English-based starting in the national team. Let us know your views on that.
That is great. That is great for us, and that also gave us that gave us more confidence and more experience because we all want it. We all want to go to the World Cup, and that will do us a lot. That will do us a lot better because going to the World Cup with that crop of players, with that experience and that talent, that will give JFF more eyes. You will get more people looking into JFF for like players, and you will see more players leaving the country and so forth. Because as you can see, for the past few years, there's a lot of players getting the opportunity, and that will only bring us more. That is only shine more light on us and also give more players opportunity. For me, it would be good for me to be here seeing other players leaving the country, and it would be good for anybody else seeing like a younger friend or a younger family member leaving the country because of football. Because trust me, whenever Jamaica go to the World Cup, it will be a massive change in the football culture. So it just only can get better from here.
I fully concur with that. Last week, I think last week, Mikel Antonio and Leon Bailey they signed their contract with the JFF. What does or what does this mean for youngsters who look to these players? What does that mean for the rest of the squad? Because it's always good when you see the superstar of the team or a new superstar coming in. Does it offer a bit more motivation, a bit more drive? Does it create far more excitement considering that okay, this player has committed to the program? It means we're going in the right direction. It means we're looking good for the future. What does it mean for you?
I mean, like it is great for me to see it. It only pushed me to go even harder because that only bring a positive energy towards the training in the camp, to know that a player is not a player position is not safe, a player selection is not safe. So seeing that their quality players are coming in, players are looking over their shoulders, like I can't be slipping up in training. I can't gallivant and joke around anymore. So that will bring a more drive in the team and a more positive and a more physicality in the camp. And I think it only can get better, because with those experienced players that will help us move from here to there. So I just think it's all positivity around, and the coaching staff is doing a fantastic job. So it's on us to just go out there and showcase what we can do, because we have a lot of quality players. So it's on us to just go out there and do our best.
All right, all right. Did you watch the game this morning?
No, I fell asleep. I fall asleep.
All right, all right,
I
all
tried to
right.
stay up, but I fall asleep because I didn't sleep in the evening.
All right. But recently the Reggae Boys they have come under a lot of stick. People have questioned their ambition as it relates to the way they play. They've questioned the coaches' approach to the game. I know they're your fellow teammates and they're your coaches and all of that. Do you think this is fair on the boys?
Spectators can say anything. You know, we don't know what the coach's instruction is in the changing in the team meeting and so forth. So if the player get this job to go out and do on the pitch, they will do it. So spectators will always be spectators. You just have to just accept that. So
True, true. And the spectators are the biggest players as well, because it's easier to play from the stands than to actually play
yeah, yeah, yeah,
from the actual pitch.
yeah.
I agree with you. At 24, you're still approaching the peak of your career. What are some of the areas of your game you'd say you need to improve on in order to make that next step?
Well, I probably have to just score some more goals. Yeah, I have to just score more goals. Like, um, I've been working on every different scenario in my career. Like, try to assist the game a bit more, try to anticipate a bit more. You know, win duels, win interceptions, reading the game a bit more, connecting as much passes. But it's just scoring some more goals. That's what I should just like add to my career. But I won't force it. If the opportunity presents itself, I will, and I will do my best just to score. That will be addition to my personal function, because being a number six, you won't be scoring a lot of goals a season. So I won't pressure
Unless you're
myself, and
Georgie.
if the opportunity presents itself, I'll just do my best to score.
Yeah, unless you're Georgino and you're on penalty duties,
Yeah, yeah.
you won't get a tally. Uh,
Yeah.
but what advice would you give to those young footballers in Canada as well as in Jamaica who want to become footballers but are lacking the drive?
As I said before, the downfall that I had was like working so hard and not getting the opportunity at that time. You just have to be focused. You just have to be positive. You just have to be consistent. Because as I said, you can be in a stadium with hundreds of thousands of people, right? And no one is really interested to take you from here and bring you there. But you can be in a session, and that one guy who came in the session will be that guy to take you from here to there. So it's just have to be consistent and just believe in yourself, believe in what you do, believe in your craft, doing a lot of integrity. You don't have to wait until you see people to do work. You work on your own. So just in case when you guys regroup, you are ahead of the pack. So it's all about being focused, being consistent, work very hard, and just believe that the time will come. Believe it will
Yeah,
come. If you have a friend and his time come tomorrow, don't mean that you're has to come the day after. But it will come. It's not about getting it, it's about keeping it.
true, true,
So
true, true.
yeah.
Having that appetite, I totally agree with you. not only when you have a game or not only when you're asked to do so,
Yeah.
but taking the initiative to go the extra mile to ensure that you're prepared when called upon. I fully agree with it with you, and I admire that. Now, my final question before I go to the comment section and to those who have been sending requests to be a part of the live is, give us 3 adjectives to describe Tevin Shaw as a footballer.
Tevin Shaw, hard-working player, a leader, hard-working player, a leader. That's the most important. I think that those are the most important characters used to describe me, like hard-working player, a leader, and a player who always want to learn more, a student of the game. A student of the game, a hard-working player, and a leader.
Okay, and I'll add a 4th as well, a dedicated player, because you seem quite dedicated from the earlier days, and based on the information that I have gotten, based on a little bit of research that I did, everyone I spoke to had good things to say about you as it relates to your work ethic and your willingness to go the extra mile. So it says you're doing something great. And as you said, you may be playing in a stadium and no one is noticing you, but you may also be playing in a game where there's only one individual, and that is the individual that is noticing you. So keep up the good work. There are folks looking at you. There are folks cheering for you from behind your screens as well as from the stands as well. And I'm here in Canada. Hopefully I'll get the opportunity to come watch a few of your games, because I'm not too far from where your home stadium is. Now I'll be going to the comment section, and I'll be giving you, the viewers, an opportunity to ask Mr. Shaw here a question. I think we'll do probably 10 or 15 minutes. You ask your question, he will answer, and then we will proceed. All right. So let's see who we have. Rowan Scott, Caldino. Let's see. All right, we have quite a few. All right. And hello, caller. All right, that person seems to be busy. Let's see over here. All right, if you have any questions, folks, leave it in the comment section. Let's ask the question, and then I progress from there. All right. Blessings in the future. Which league would you like to play in, as well as win the league title? So, what's your end goal? What league would you like to play in at the end of the day? What is your objective as a player? Your goal?
Somewhere in Europe, one of the top 5 league. In England, I would love to be. Would finish my career in England, in the Premier League. Yeah, in England will definitely be one of the countries, or in Spain.
All right. Raheem Campbell wants. All right. So Spain or England is the ultimate goal, as is the goal for most professional footballers. You want to be playing amongst the best, and it's fair enough. I think you've shown throughout the years that you're capable of pushing yourself, and you're capable of achieving great things if you continue working hard. And I trust you will be able to do that in the end. Raheem Campbell wants to know what keeps you going, being that you are away from home and family.
That's one of the toughest things ever happened to me. That's one of the toughest. Leaving the family back home, not seeing the family as often as I wish, not seeing the family in flesh as I wish. Yeah, we know that we always had a conversation over the phone, video calls and so forth, but it's really tough. It's really tough for me to say, but trust me, that feeling is, honestly, to being away from the family mentally that can be a downfall for you. But being a professional, you got to be prepared for any and everything. Because our coach now, we ask him how long do we stay away from his family? Back when he was playing, he said 15, and I like, oh wow. I'm like 2 months and
who's your coach? Me too.
Mister, Coach
Mister, yeah, Mister.
yeah.
I think he won the
When he
Champions
was
League in
back in
Valencia, no?
Valencia, yeah, when he
Yeah,
was
yeah.
back
He
in
won the
Valencia, he's
Champions
been
League in
like
Valencia.
15. You haven't seen his mom and his family for like 15 years. So it's really
No.
difficult leaving the family. That's one of the biggest sacrifices a player will ever make. And the aim is to just leave the family and come back to the family to live a better and a more like you will like to live a better life with the family. Like leaving the family for so long, you're making that
Yeah.
big sacrifice to come back to come spend a wonderful years after your year of football. But the sacrifice is really tough. But I'm here for a reason. I have to just stay focused. I know the family is with me same way, and I'm with them. Think about them every day. They think about me every day. So I'm good. The
All
family's
right.
back home good. I'm good.
All right. I'll take one more question from the comment section, and then I'll go over to the guests who are sending their requests, and then I'll get back to the comments. All right. So Carlton O'Reilly wants to know, talent can bring you a far way, but not the full distance. So what would you say is a key attribute a player has to have to become a professional footballer?
Mind. The mind.
So
Your body can
it's a
strong,
mindset.
or your mind can be weak. Your mind can be weak. So till that you have been breaking down into frustration. As I said, there's a lot of players out there who are talented and so forth, but mentally, they're not that strong. So it's all about keeping what you have, not getting something. It's about keeping, and to keep something mentally, you got to be prepared. You have to be professional as well. Yeah, you have to be professional and be dedicated to whatever you do, and to stay focused. And staying focused, so I have to do it in the mind. It's a
Exactly.
strong thing. Yeah.
Exactly.
The
And
positive mind.
being professional, folks, doesn't only apply to when you're on the field of play or when you're around professionals, but also off the pitch as well. How you carry yourself, how your approach to the entire sport in general. Because a lot of folks, they see football as pastime that they can earn money from or leisure. We need to consider it as a profession, and you treat your profession accordingly. It deserves respect because it is a full-time job for most, and we constantly treat it as if it's leisure. So the professionalism, it goes all around how you carry yourself on social media, how you talk on your lives, how you communicate, everything. It's a full package. And as I said
Yeah.
before, there are always eyes looking at you. So keeping that demeanor straight through is essential
Yeah.
if you're to make that big move. I'll go over to my guests now who are sending their requests. Let's hear what they have to say. All right, add to stream. All right, good night. What's your name and where you're calling from? You're on mute, so remove. You're on mute. So can you take that off, please?
Yeah.
Hold on, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah, man. So this is the questionnaire section, right?
Yes, it is.
All right. So my question for Mr. Shaw, because I wasn't on the live from it started, so I'm not sure if I missed any questions. Right. So my question is, what is your drive, or what would you say should be a key motivation for you as a person, or for any individual that wants to thrive to become as successful?
All right. First things first. You always have to know where you're coming from, and where you're coming from in life. It's really hard. You don't want to go back. If you're born poor, you don't want to die poor. So that will be the first and the most important thing. Not being too poor. Not being poor for the rest of your life. So if you're born poor, that should give you enough motivation. You want to have money, you want to have assets, you want to have things, and so forth. And secondly, your family. Your family is the most important thing. So your family should give you that drive to go the extra mile, to take them away from poverty, or to take them away from that poor state that they're in. So those are the two main important things you have to have. For me, that's the most important things for me. So being poor is really hard. I don't want to stay poor. I want to have things in life. I want to have assets. I want to be rich. Take care of my family. And I don't want to go back to that poor life. That should be the most important things. Man.
All right. All right. Sounds good. Kello, do you have any other questions?
Just one more. For persons looking to you as a motivator, right? In mind, you just explained the whole focus behind the drive. So for persons like young individuals coming up saying, all right, I want to be the next Tevin Shaw, or I want to be, like him. You get me? I said, what are the steps that you would advise them to take in taking that channel?
I think they just have to be first thing, you have to be yourself and believe and believe that you can be the one. You can be the one for someone to look up to. First thing, you try to be yourself. You try to stay focused and work hard, because there's a lot of distraction in this world. So apart from being distracted, you just have to do like a lot of self-reflection, looking to yourself, trying to be that better person every day. Because when I was young and I see like older players playing football, I want to be like them, yes. But when I reach 30
Hold
years
on.
old, I want to be
Hold on.
that
Hold on.
example.
Kello, can you mute? Kello, can you mute? Can you mute the call, because we're hearing a feedback? So just mute your end. Okay, thanks. Go ahead now, Tevin.
Yeah. You should just be yourself and just do a lot of self-reflection. And you're not young to do. You're not too young to do that. You understand what I'm saying? So one day, if you are inspired by someone, that means one day someone can be inspired by you. So it's all about being yourself and just staying focused, working towards what you want in life, because you're here for a purpose. Like many rich guys and stuff like that, they're born poor. So I just think you have to do a lot of self-reflection. You got to just be dedicated. A lot of backdoor work. Like you don't have to wait on someone to tell you to do something and do it. So you just have to be your own motivation. Tell yourself that you want to be better each and every day, and just stay focused. It's all you have to do with the mind. You have to be positive and believe.
All right. I hope that answers your question, Kello. That answers your question, right?
Yeah, man, that answers my question. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, Kello. I'll move on to the next caller. Let's see who I have.
Respect.
All right. Take care, man. Take care. Let me move on to the next caller. Folks, we have to understand that being your own role model goes a far way as well. Looking in yourself and trying to find what you would want to see in your role model, and using that on a day-to-day basis. All right. Who is the next caller? Let's see. Add to screen. Rowan Scott, are you here? Hello. Hello. Good evening, Rowan. All right. Rowan doesn't seem to be with us.
Great Scott Parker.
All right. Can bring you far away. You see. All right. Hello. Good night.
Hello. Good night.
Yeah. What's your name and where you're calling from?
Carolina Jackson, calling from Trenchtown.
I'm not seeing your image. I'm not sure what's happening there. Like you turn the screen off. All right, what's your question? Good night.
Night. We're gonna skip. Um. All right. My question is, what was it again? Yeah. Which professional football player you admire, and do you see yourself using that same playing style as that professional?
Yeah, I admire Tony Cruz. I like his playing. He's very unique, and he's a quality midfielder. Why I said that, and I want to be when I want. I really like him, his style of playing, because his passing accuracy is always above 90, and no one like to make bad passes. No one don't like turn over the ball that much, and I think he's really a great example for any player who play midfield to take a page out of his book and to just work on their individual craft. And I think he's very humble. He's very professional as well. So those are the key things that really give me the inspiration by watching him. How we all know he's a quality midfielder. So I just think he's really that good for me to look up to him as a professional player. Yeah, and one day, one day I can reach at that level where he's at, or if not at that level, close.
All right. What's your
Okay.
second question, Caldino?
I didn't really have a second question, but maybe I can like dig up something out of the box. Um, Wait. All right. So I know you play. I know you start to play because we play ball with you a couple times as well.
Yeah,
Um, your dream, your not a dream team, but your favorite team are Man City, right?
yeah, Man City.
You feel like you could have like fit in the Man City team like anytime in the future.
Yeah, it's not hard. I'm not a skill pill. I'm not a natural goal scorer. I'm just like a holding midfielder. Can do probably the same thing that Fernandino do or Rodri. Win the ball, play simple, read the game, try to be a leader in midfield. But it's going to take a lot of work. But I think if the opportunity presents itself, I will just go out there and do my best, because it's not the hardest of work. You're playing with a lot of quality player. You're playing with players that barely turn over the ball. So playing with good player, it really shows other players' true talent. You know. So
Yeah.
well, yeah.
True, true. All right. I hope that answers that. Anthony Myrie wants to know, besides football, which sport does Tevin Shaw enjoy watching?
Besides football,
Yeah.
well, I like basketball. For some reason, I just like the entertainment. I just like the end-to-end
Yeah.
action,
End to end stuff. Yeah.
But I only watch basketball whenever it's like LeBron James playing or Steph Curry or it's a final or something like that. But besides football, I enjoy watching basketball because it's end-to-end and it's entertaining.
All right, no worries. All right, thanks, Caldenzo. I'm going to take another caller. Folks, if you haven't done so as yet, please
Respect,
remember to
Moses.
like the video
Respect.
and to subscribe as well. We do videos on a weekly basis just to ensure that our our channel grows to the next level. All right, let's see who else we have on here. To stream. All right. Hello, good night. All right, that person left. Carlton Riley. At the screen.
Oh, good night.
Hello, good night. What's your name? What's your name and where you're calling from? We're not seeing you.
Oh, sorry, give me a second.
Yeah, no worries, man.
Yeah, my name is Carlton Riley. I'm actually living in Toronto, but I'm from St. Marima, Trenchtown, as Tevin Shaw. I already asked a question, but I could go ahead and ask a different one. So, other than football, it's probably not pertaining to soccer or anything. So, what slangs have you learned since you came to Canada?
What slangs?
Yeah.
The man's them.
Say again.
The
Slangs,
man's
like,
them. Slangs.
words.
Talking Scarborough slangs. And
Slang.
Ottawa slangs.
No,
Slang, yeah.
been around Canadian players from back in Spain. I spent like 2 months. Back in Spain with most Canadian players because there's a lot of Canadian and a lot of Spanish players on the team. So I heard their slangs and so forth. So I've learned a lot. I try to like talk like them sometimes when I'm talking to them, but it's really difficult. It's really difficult
I
because
agree.
back in Jamaica, obviously we don't speak like them. But I've learned a lot, you know. So it's a good experience so far.
Oh, okay. All right, then.
All right.
Yeah.
More question from that. Folks, if you have any questions, let us know. If you're calling in, um, you send your request, or if you have your questions and you want to post them in the comment section, you can do that as well. All right. All right. Let's see who we have here. Hello. Good night. What's your name and where you're calling from? Hello. Good night. All right. That person seems to be away from their phone. Make sure I'm okay. All right. Hello, good night. What's your name and where you're calling from? Hello, good night. All right, I'm not hearing anything with that person as well, folks. When you send your request, folks, please ensure that you're staying close to the phone. So as soon as I answer the call, then you can say what you have. All right. All right. Let's go back over to the comment section to hear what the folks have to say. Give a little example of Raheem was asking the example of the slangs you learned. I'm not sure. Raheem was asking to give an example of the slangs you learned. I guess he's trying to find out your the slangs the slangs you have covered so far. Do you prefer being a box-to-box midfielder or do you prefer playing in a number 10 role?
Box to box player, number 10 role. Well,
Yeah.
I've never more like a box to box because a box to box will be like a number 8 and I'm a number 6. I'm a natural number 6, but I'm not a number 10. So playing a box to box will be a bit similar. So I would rather choose a box to box rather than a number 10 because a number 10 does less defensive work, while a box to box player does more defensive work. And I'm also a good defensive player. So I think a box to box player would be good for me rather than a number 10. But I'm a number 6 though on paper.
All right, sounds good. Demar Carr wants to know where would you like to see yourself in the next 5 years in football?
Next 5 years, I'll be 29. 29 is almost old in the football. So I just want to see myself somewhere in England, probably in the Premier League or the Spanish League, because 29 is getting to your retire, is almost reaching to your retirement. So you want to be at the best level. But if it doesn't happen by then, hopefully I will be looking towards being at the best level at that time. But I'm gradually taking my time, gradually improving myself and just take it. But wherever I be in the next 5 years, I'm just hoping that I will be at the best of my career, and my performance will determine wherever I go. So it's all about just staying focused and working hard. Same way.
Okay. Anthony Myrie wants to know, being around players of different nationality and different languages, what languages can you speak? I guess outside English. Have you grasped any of the Spanish as yet? There are some
Well,
Canadians who
my
speak
little
French.
Spanish. Yeah. I know, yeah, I know, I been know Spanish actually still. I actually have Spanish in high school. Camp run, I actually pass Spanish. So I know a little about Spanish, you know? Not like someone you're talking to me and like I'm blank. I actually know a little about Spanish. So if someone having a conversation or if someone saying something to me, I can pick up a few things that they're saying. So I actually have a little understanding about Spanish, but it will take a lot more time for me to understand it and to speak it. Understand?
All right. French is the second language of Canada, so you're tied in the three now because your club is a Spanish club essentially, and you're playing in Canada, where their second language is French, and you're from an English speaking country.
French.
So yeah, so you're in the three now. Hopefully you get better as the years go by, or naturally it comes with time because if you're around players who are constantly speaking Spanish, your Spanish will improve gradually. If you should play in another position on the field, where would that position be?
Mm. Them say me have no pace. Them say me have no skill. So 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 probably number 10, because number 6 and number 8 is basically the same. Understand? So I don't know if it's different between you. I don't know if it's different to you, but for me, I'm a number 6, but I don't know if I tell you same, but I play a number 8, if that would basically be the same thing. But if not, I play a number 10. So between
Okay,
6, 8, and 10.
all
6, if
right.
not 6, 8. If not 8, 6, 10.
Straight down the middle, one, two, or three.
Yeah.
All right, folks, keep the questions coming in. I think I'll take a few more questions and then call it a night. We're planning to do this for a maximum of 1 hour. We're already at an hour and 2 minutes. So let me see if I can take a few more questions, maybe two or three, and then we call it a night. Other from football, which career choice would you be in? We asked a question earlier. He said he would want to be in business, probably an entrepreneur, owning his own business, and yeah, I guess building on that. Let's see who else we have. All right. Keep the questions coming in, folks. Tevin, it was very insightful. We learned a lot about you. We are looking forward to the season. I know, as I said before, the Canadian Premier League is very young. Canada doesn't have a football culture, whether it's about prestige, whether it's about investment. I'm not quite sure the reason behind it, but we're trying to ensure that it gets to the next level here. And folks like myself, quality players like yourself coming into the Canadian Premier League, it speaks a lot. And there are some Jamaicans here as well because the likes of Ashton Bennett, he has played in Canadian League. Marvin Morgan, I think he's currently playing for Scarborough now. These are some good players that we know from back home who are here, and it should make your adjusting period a little bit easier. Just knowing that okay, these players they came here and they did okay for themselves as well. Kemar Lawrence, he recently moved to Toronto FC as well. So who knows? The sky is the limit at the end of the day, and you can achieve whatever it is that you put your mind to. Tevin, Anthony Myrie again wants to know, what would it mean for you as a player if the Reggae Boyz qualify for the World Cup or even win the Gold Cup?
As I said before, it will be great for me. You know, it will bring more eyes on JFF. It will bring more eyes on national players. So obviously it will bring more eyes on me. You know, and being a national player, it's a great achievement, but it only can give you the drive to keep it up because you don't want to be a national player and then that's it and just lay back like this, like everything's everything. You just want to push harder you know, and you just see in your career leaving from this level to the other. So it would be great for me to see the nation qualify for the World Cup, or also win the Gold Cup. It would be great for me to see that, you know, because as I said before, we are all one. Yeah, we are all one. It's just that a crop of players have to get their chances at time, you know. So it would be good for me to see. It would be really excited for me to see that.
All right. I think I'll take two more questions. This one coming in from Demar Carr. What would you think is the key to get more youths from Jamaica out on the bigger stage in football? And what step is it to take to develop more talent in Jamaica for the bigger leagues?
The key to get more youths out of the country, the key is invest more in the key is to invest more in the league. As I said before, they have to invest more in the league so that player can see a way of living in football, or not just saying, okay, I'm just going to training. Or if Premier League don't play, I have to be working. So it's all about invest in the league, and then you will actually get back that in return, seeing other players leaving the country. So it will become a market where a lot of players are leaving and so forth. Also, you don't you can't be surprised even if Caribbean players want to come play Premier League, because Portmore do it, other clubs do it, Waterhouse, Mount Pleasant. But you can see like Caribbean players coming into Jamaica. So I just think like you just need more investment, and also what steps it will take for development. It just like probably we need more academies, more grassroots. We need more grassroots. Seeing that we never had it before. I think or even if we started it, I'm not sure where, but it should just like be a consistent thing where if it's for example like Pomrava Academy, I just think that will just motivate and inspire other clubs to get more academies, so players from grassroots at the age of 5, 6 can learn the craft and so forth. So by 15, 20 years, country will be
Yeah,
selling a lot of players and making a lot of money.
true. The investing in the fundamentals, in it. Anthony Myrie wants to know which player from the national team do you admire because of their work ethic?
Um, Back then, as when the national player I really admire was like Rudolph Austin. Was really a workhorse. He was really a beast. Seeing that he was a central midfield, I was inspired by him, and I'm motivated by him and his work, and also his leadership and his professionalism. So he was one of the key players that I really admire growing up. You know.
uh, Rudolph Austin, very incredible player during his time with the Reggae Boys. Folks, if you haven't done so as yet, please smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel as well. We have halftime ball talk every Monday at 9 p.m., 8 p.m. Jamaican time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for those in North America. We had fun tonight. It was a very good hour of getting to know Tevin. Very cool individual, and I expect big things from you going into the future. I'm holding you to your word, Tevin. The goals
Yeah,
that you
man,
outlined.
respect,
Yep, the goals you outlined
respect.
here tonight, I will be ensuring that I'm cheering you on, I'm supporting you, whether through watching you on television or even sending you those messages after your game to find out
Yeah,
what you thought you could have improved on and that sort of thing. All right, so you earned another fan tonight. Consider me fully in your corner as well, and I enjoyed every minute
yeah,
of
man,
this interview. Yeah, for the folks in the comment
respect. I
section,
appreciate it. Yeah, man, respect.
anytime, bro. For those in the comment section, thanks for joining us over here at Halftime TV. Please subscribe to the channel. We have a ton load of videos. You can watch those as well and leave a comment if you want. Um, again, we appreciate everyone taking the time out to spend this last hour with us. Tevin, all the best for the future. I hope all the goals that you put in place will be achieved rather sooner than later. And if you continue putting in the hard work, the dedication, those leadership qualities that you spoke of earlier, I trust they will be under your belt very, very soon as well. And best of luck, all the best in the future. Thanks again, folks, for joining us. Thanks for taking the time out from your busy schedule to be with us as well, Tevin. And until next time, Miranda Brown here saying, take care.